So let's just get straight into it today. Most people don't actually respect themselves. It's the truth, man. I mean, just look around. Think about the people that you know in your life, what you see on the day to day. And maybe that's you right now. I know this too well because that used to be me. And I'm talking about the guys who, they look like they have it all together on the outside. Maybe they have a decent job. They go to the gym a few times a week. They post the right things on social media. But on the inside, they're falling apart. They're letting people walk all over them, still stuck in people-pleasing mode, external validation seeking. They're, breaking promises to themselves. They're stuck in habits that are destroying them, and they know they're destroying them. And they're just tolerating it, right? Living life in cope mode. I was that guy for a long time, and I was in the Marine Corps straight out of high school. I did that for 4 years. And then even after, I still struggled to find my way, still was a people pleaser, the nice guy, always doing things for other people without considering myself, without even respecting myself. I let people disrespect me because deep down, I didn't respect myself. That's what I'm saying, man. Because if you don't respect yourself, how can you expect anyone else to? I was chasing validation constantly, numbing out with porn every day, wasting hours on distractions of doom scrolling, watching TV mindlessly, playing video games for hours on end. And, I would convince myself that I was working on it, but I wasn't. I was lying to myself. And if you're watching this right now, maybe you're doing the same thing. Maybe you're capable of more, but you keep choosing comfort over growth. You keep choosing the easy path, the easy, quick dopamine hits. Well, I'm about to break down what real self-respect actually looks like. Not the fake version, everyone talks about on Instagram and social media, all the BS you see, right? But the hard, uncomfortable, daily kind that changes your life, because that's what we have to do, right? So let me just take you back a few years, okay? I was in my late 20s, and after the military, I went to college, hitting the gym pretty much every day, slipping up with my diet, watching porn all the time, kind of started to let my discipline slip, letting my body go, though. I was working out, but I wasn't really training with much intention. I would meal prep, and then I would fucking go to Dunkin' Donuts or Wendy's before the gym and just say, I'm just going to get a carb pump or some bullshit, right? On paper, I looked pretty good. I looked like I was doing the right things. I looked like I had my life together, right? Had a good girlfriend, working a job, had a, decent job when I was in college. I was a personal trainer. I was making moves. I was a man in motion to an extent, right? Bro, I was a hot mess internally. I was letting toxic people drain my energy because I didn't have the backbone to set boundaries. Saying yes to things that I didn't want to do. I was scrolling social media for hours, just wasting time, watching porn late at night, every night, and then waking up the next day feeling like garbage about myself, man. I had a hot girlfriend, but it was actually a toxic dynamic. I let her walk all over me, disrespect me, and friends and people out of my life because I didn't respect myself. And the worst part about it is I kept making excuses. I'm stressed. I deserve to unwind. I deserve this meal. I deserve to watch, Pornhub, right? I'm young. I've got time to figure it out. Everyone does this stuff. Well, do we want to be like everyone else? Bro, it was just nothing but cope. There's no personal accountability, no sense of urgency to change any of the bad habits, really. Deep down, I knew I was lying to myself because it would eat away at me. That little voice that tells you, maybe I shouldn't eat that. Maybe I shouldn't watch that. Maybe I shouldn't do that. It's a little voice. Sometimes it's loud. It's a loud voice. And if you get a loud voice, your intuition, right? If it's loud, consider that a blessing because most of the times it comes in a whisper. But I knew that I wasn't living like the man that I wanted to become. I wasn't showing up for myself. I wasn't keeping my word to myself. I remember there was one morning though. One morning I woke up after staying up way too late partying, and I just looked at myself in the mirror and felt nothing. Actually, I felt like shit. I mean, no pride, no respect, just disappointment in myself because I had gone in the military for 4 years, Marine Corps infantry, was in combat, got in like pretty okay shape. And then I just let myself slip. Discipline slipped, habit slipped. Now I'm waking up late. Now I'm not managing my day. I'm letting my day run me. I'm letting this, the women walk all over. I was doing it to myself, man. I realized that I didn't admire the guy staring back at me in the mirror. And if I didn't admire myself, how could I expect anyone else to? And that was the moment that everything changed. I decided right there that I was done living like that. I was fed up. I was done making excuses. Done disrespecting myself. And that's when I decided to just change everything. That's when I decided to start building real self-respect, the kind that's rooted in action, not just words, because talk is cheap, right? So here's the truth, okay? Most people don't actually respect themselves, even if they look successful on paper. Because real self-respect isn't about what you have, it's about who you are. You can have the job, the title that you've been chasing after with your degree, and you can have the body, the followers, you can be freaking tall. Doesn't matter. If you're still stuck in bad habits pervasively and they're just stacking up left and right, if you're still letting people walk on you, if you're still avoiding the hard conversations with yourself, you don't respect yourself. Real self-respect comes from admiration of yourself, right? Not fear. It's about building qualities in your life that you genuinely admire, not stuff that impresses other people, stuff that makes you proud of who you're becoming, right? Like all that bullshit. Real self-respect is built. You're showing up for yourself, right? Genuine self-respect requires daily discipline every single day, okay? You're either building yourself up or you're tearing yourself down. Every choice matters. And it's in the little things you do each and every day. It's all those little wins, that when you're caught in the day, it doesn't really seem like much, but that's how you transform your physique. That's how you make more money, build a business. It's the little things, right? When you don't feel like doing something, you don't feel like going to the gym, you don't feel like going for the run, it's too cold, I'm too tired, all this kind of fucking bullshit. When you say no to the porn, when you say no to the vape, when you say no to scrolling for hours, right? When you say no to staying in bed as soon as your alarm goes off and you get your ass to the gym because you already got a workout program, you know what to do, maybe it's on your calendar. Why do you keep putting it off? Why do you keep quitting on yourself, man? Or maybe it's not getting up and going to the gym, even though I'm a big proponent of this, because I think starting your day like that instills discipline from the jump. And then no matter what happens during that day, you crush your workout, you got it in, you got to win for yourself. But even if it's getting up and, start working right away, maybe you start chipping away at that project first thing in the morning that you keep telling yourself you'll work on before your main job starts. I know a lot of people that maybe you're into stocks and crypto. Maybe you're trying to build a business on the side. I don't know what it is. Maybe you want to be a creator. I don't know what it is, but you have an idea and you're lacking execution because let's say you work a 9-to-5 job. You have those hours outside of that, and it's up to you to be disciplined to make it happen. Okay? That is self-respect, is making that happen. the goals, the ideas, the dreams that you have for yourself is executing on that. Okay. That's self-respect. It's not comfortable. It's not easy, but that's the whole point, right? You have to consistently say no to things that are holding you back. The people, places, things, right? And yes to the things that are building you up. Even when it sucks, even when no one's watching, especially when no one's watching. And I know a lot of guys who watch my channel are single guys in their 20s and 30s. And so most of the time you're alone. Most of you are living by yourselves. And look, this doesn't mean that you aren't going to slip up sometimes, okay? As a matter of fact, it's inevitable you will. And so if you do slip up, when you do, just keep it moving, man. Like, don't fall off completely, okay? That's another thing too. The self-improvement space, a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, like David Goggins mode and all this stuff, all this rah-rah motivation and all these people that are promoting self-improvement, acting like they don't ever fucking slip up, acting like they don't ever maybe watch porn or they don't ever, every now and then they slip up, man. We slip up, we're human. And this is something that I struggled with for a long time. And then I would feel like shit because I'm like, oh, I slipped up. Okay, whatever. You slipped up. You know. What you've got to understand is that overall, it's about consistency, right? And self-respect is built in private. Most of the time you're going to be in private. It's showing up for yourself, not in perfection, but in consistency, right? It's built when no one's cheering for you, okay? It's built when you're tired. It's built when you're stressed, when you're tempted, and you still choose yourself anyway. Having that conscious awareness of your actions and what you're doing when you're feeling stressed at work, when you're feeling like drained in general, right? And you want a quick dopamine hit, porn, scrolling, doom scrolling, all this kind of stuff, right? But it's when you are faced with that temptation and you still choose your higher self anyway. That's what real self-respect looks like. So real quick, I want you to drop a comment right now and let me know what's the one vice or thing that you struggle with right now the most? Like, what's the one bad habit you want to kick and know you should, but you can't succeed yet? Is it nicotine, vaping, porn, binging video games for hours on end, overeating? Is it just social media scrolling like you can't put your phone down? Is it being obsessed with the dating apps and the validation where you're checking it every fucking, 3 minutes? But be honest with yourself, because awareness is the first step. You can't fix what you won't acknowledge, okay? Drop it in the comments and let's hold each other accountable. All right. This next thing here is where most guys mess up, okay? Now, they know what they should be doing. You probably know what you should be doing, right? Most guys know the habits they need to build. They know the vices they need to cut, but they don't do it. Why? Well, because they're not living in alignment, number one. There's a couple of reasons. The first is they're not living in alignment with the best version of themselves. Right now, you're probably living in alignment with comfort because it's the easy path, the path of least resistance, right? You haven't built up the mental calluses of doing hard things consistently and then seeing the benefits from it and how you grow as a person, right? For example, when I was in the Marine Corps boot camp for 13 weeks, we had a cold shower every single day. Hardly call it a shower. They just literally put us butt ass naked in the shower room and just walked and had some soap in our hand and we just did the best that we could. But cold shower every single day. There was only 1 week, the week that we did the rifle range in the middle of the dead winter. 1 week that we had warm water. Oh my God. It felt like such a treat. And I still do cold exposure now. I still do cold showers in the morning because it sucks. It's great for your mental, your physical health, but also just starting the day doing something that's very uncomfortable, right? Priming yourself. It sounds silly and it's not this fucking 3-hour morning routine, but it actually does work, okay? But right now you're aligned in comfort, okay? Right? With instant gratification. And it's not your fault, okay? Because it's harder than ever to in society with all the comfort that we have at our fingertips. And it's so easy to fall into this. I get it. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to take back control of your life. Okay. The instant gratification, the quick dopamine hits at your fingertips. You know, let's say you're stressed about money, for example, right? You're stressed with work. I'm gonna paint a very relatable scenario for you because this has happened to me in the past, and this happens to so many guys. You're stressed about work, you're stressed about money. You say you had a rough day, you keep getting rejected by girls, getting ghosted. So you start ripping the vape. You decide to flip open porn on your phone, on your browser, after you've gone on a no fap streak for a while, and you jerk off twice in one night right before bed because you're stressed. You need that quick dopamine. And then you clear your browser on your phone, you clear your history immediately because you're ashamed, even though no one's going to see your phone, bro. And then you throw your phone, on your bed. You feel like shit, get up, wipe yourself off in the bathroom, and then crawl back in bed and go to sleep. And then you feel like a piece of crap. Is it worth it? You know it's not worth it. It's the same routine, different night. You took the easy route out. And you know what? Most people aren't going to say this, but I'm going to say it. Sometimes you do that, man. And guess what? That's just like I said, you aren't going to be perfect sometimes. You're going to slip up. But it's about having discipline most of the time. But it's the guys who never have discipline. It's the guys always giving into the cheap dopamine hits. And then they wonder why they feel empty inside, why they feel stuck in their life, why they don't respect themselves. Bro, you can't respect yourself if you're constantly betraying yourself. Let me say that again. You cannot respect yourself if you're constantly betraying yourself, right? Every time you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you have these fucking goals and New Year's resolutions and you look back, you didn't do any of it. Didn't hold yourself accountable. Every time you don't keep your word to yourself, you lose respect for yourself. And it's diminishing over time, all right? Every time you choose the easy path over the right path, a path that you know that you should take, you lose respect for yourself. And over time, that adds up. It's just like the inverse. When you're stacking wins consistently, you have positive momentum. Well, it can deteriorate and it kind of a snowball effect in the negative way. And you get negative momentum, right? It wears you down. It breaks you over time. This is what happens, right? But real self-respect means living in alignment with the man you're trying to become, okay? Not the man you are right now, the man you're working toward. That's what the Ascended Man here is all about. That's what I created this channel for. We're always ascending, we're always evolving, we're always growing, right? And that means that we're actively eliminating the bad habits in our life and we're working on improving ourselves, not living in cope and trying to justify them, okay? Not making excuses for them, but actually cutting them out of your life one by one by one. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect. Again, I'm not perfect. Nobody is, obviously, but you have to be honest with yourself, okay? You have to do an honest assessment. You have to look at your life and ask, am I moving closer to the person I admire or am I staying stuck right now? Because the truth is, if you're staying stuck, you need to change something today, right now. That's what real self-respect requires. It's an honest evaluation and daily action towards becoming that person, evolving into that guy, right? It's uncomfortable, man. It's uncomfortable. Of course it is. Life is not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be hard. This is what so many guys don't understand. And this is the issue with society is that it makes it out like life should be easy. You should be coasting, chilling, should feel good all the time. No, you shouldn't. As a man, this is the problem with the world, the world's perception on masculinity these days is life should be hard for you as a man. Get after it, bro. But it's not that hard. Once you get momentum, it's really not that hard. But you're not supposed to be comfortable. When I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years, lived in third world countries, was in Afghanistan, was in Japan. I was living in food deprived, sleep deprived, overworked, underslept, getting treated like shit. That's just the culture. That's the environment. In boot camp, we get broken down to literally less than dirt. And then we get built back up. And then we get broken down again after we graduate when we go to our infantry battalion. We get our fucking ass handed to us. But That's life, man. Life is uncomfortable. It's hard, but that's the whole point. It's through the discomfort that you grow, right? That's where true growth is. Most people hate this. They hate the idea of actually holding themselves accountable. They hate the idea of doing the hard work. So instead, they rationalize their habits, every single one. They avoid accountability. They surround themselves with people who do the same thing so they don't have to feel bad about it, right? But that's not growth, man. Come on. That's just staying comfortable in mediocrity. And if you want real self-respect, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to do what most people won't do today. But here's the beautiful part. The more that you align your actions with your best self by improving your physique, your discipline, showing up for yourself, your integrity, being a man of your word, doing what you say you're going to do, honoring yourself, honoring other people, and having that alignment between how you treat yourself and how you treat other people. Because how you treat yourself is the energy, how you treat yourself, what you think about yourself, and that relationship that you have with yourself, that is going to be a reflection of the relationships external to you. Does that make sense? The more that you focus on your internal world and focus on improving your physique, being a man of your word, integrity, the greater sense of pride and confidence you will have. The more goals you set, the little wins you stack each day for yourself. That's what builds confidence. That is respecting yourself because you're showing up for you, man. You're not doing it for Instagram. You're not doing it to impress a girl. You're not doing it because you're doing it because you genuinely respect yourself at that point, right? You respect yourself enough to become the man you know you can be, right? And when you do that, and people notice, they can feel it. They can see it. You don't have to say anything. There's a shift in your energy, a shift in your presence and the way you carry yourself because self-respect radiates, right? It's powerful. It creates an organically powerful aura. And a strong aura is earned and built. You can't fake it. You see all these fake people online. I'm like, oh, this guy's fucking fake alpha, trying to flex everything. They're actually the most insecure inside. But I digress. Here's the thing, okay? The journey never ends in life. It never ends. The journey never ends. Okay. You don't just hit a certain level and coast. Okay. You keep raising your standards. You're raising the bar every week, every month, every year. Okay. You keep seeking accountability, holding yourself accountable. You keep reflecting on your setbacks, right? What did I learn from this? You take an L. What did I learn from it? Right? With every loss, there's a gain, right? It's all in the perspective in which you see life, right? It's, you keep surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to grow because the moment that you stop growing, you start dying. You're either growing or you're dying. And the moment that you get comfortable, oh man, comfort zone is a danger zone. As soon as you start getting into that danger zone, you start slipping back into those old habits one by one, snowball effect, those old patterns, those old excuses, the old internal dialogue of cope. So you have to stay vigilant, okay? You have to stay disciplined. You have to stay committed to becoming the man you admire. And I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. When you wake up and you actually respect yourself, when you look in the mirror, right, and you're proud of who you see, when you wake up in the morning, you're butt-ass naked looking at yourself in the mirror. You're cool with turning on the lights in your bathroom when you're butt naked in the morning looking at yourself. You don't just, walk in, lights off, completely ignore the mirror. I know a lot of you guys ignore the mirror because you don't want to see yourself. Face yourself. You want to be proud of who you see, man. Show up for yourself. That's what respecting yourself is, showing up for yourself consistently. When you know deep down that you're doing the work, right? That's that feeling, man. That feeling is unmatched. Nothing in the world compares to it. Not external validation, not likes on social media, not compliments from people who don't even know you. Real self-respect is internal. It's permanent. And the only way that it starts to deteriorate is if you start quitting on yourself, if you start dishonoring yourself, disrespecting yourself. It's yours though, man. It's permanent. Nobody can take that from you. So let me speak directly to you right now. If you're watching this and you've been struggling, man, if you've been stuck in, bad habits over and over again, they're stacking up. It's so many, you don't even know where to begin. If you've been letting people disrespect you, if you've been betraying yourself over and over again, I want you to hear me on this, okay? You're not too far gone. It's not too late. You're not a lost cause. You're just becoming. You're waking up right now, okay? And the fact that you're here right now, still watching this video, tells me everything that I need to know. You want more for yourself, right? And you know that you're capable of more. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment because it'll never come. Stop waiting to feel motivated already. Just start today, right now. Cut the habit that's holding you back. Just pick one thing, okay? Don't try to tackle everything you struggle with at once. If you try and quit all your bad habits at once, you'll relapse and fail. So don't do that. Just pick one thing, okay? Set the boundary you've been avoiding. Set the boundary you've been avoiding in your life. For that person, for that relationship, right? For yourself. Do the thing you've been putting off that you keep saying you're going to do. Show yourself that you are serious about you. Show yourself that you respect yourself enough to change. Because like I said before, think about this. How can you expect others to respect you if you don't even respect yourself? You can't. But when you do, when you actually start showing up for yourself, when you start living in alignment with your best self, the guy that you want to be, people feel it. People see it. And your life changes. Okay? You've got this, man. I believe in you. Okay? All right. If this video hit you, go ahead and hit that like button. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you are working on right now. What's the one thing you're going to change today? And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. I'm putting out videos every week to help you build a life you're proud of, help you level up, okay? And look, if you're struggling with overcoming these bad habits, if you're lacking direction in your life, if you're feeling stuck, maybe you're struggling in the dating market and you're single and you're, really depressed about whatever it is, man. If you need someone to help you break through and get that momentum, I offer one-on-one coaching calls. Click the link in my bio to book a call with me. We'll sit down, we'll figure out exactly where you're at, and we'll build a plan to get you where you want to be. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.